Hello everyone, this is Eugene Blind and it's my EU4 country strategy guide. And today we will speak about Denmark. As some of you may already see, some short time ago, the Iron Prince achievement was made by me, and that's why I would like to tell you some basic aspects of playing Denmark. As usual, we will start from the geography of the country, and if we will look on the map, we will see that Denmark is situated in the south of Scandinavia. It is divided between three areas: the area of south of Scandinavia, bordering Sweden, the Isles of Jutland, the Danish capital, and the rest of this land, which is situated directly in the north part of Europe, of Germany. Uh, well, uh, for defense, it's really good location because the your rivals need to go or uh, need to first capture the Swedish forts and Norwegian ones, or to go through these provinces where you can easily um, defend all these forts, or just to retreat into the Danish Isles. Also, who are the neighbors? This is the British countries of British Isles on the west, the Russian lands on the east, the Novgorod Republic and Muscovy mainly. In the south, as I already said, the Holy Roman Empire and its minor states, and the future Commonwealth, Poland and Lithuania, and the Holy Orders, Teutonic and Livonic ones. So to sum it up, this chapter, I must say that it's really, this position is quite good. Oh yeah, I forgot we have the Isle of Gotland. It is under the rebels' control from the start, but it can be easily managed, and it opens us the ways of conquering the East Baltic coast, as well as Teutonians or Livonians ones. Uh, well, it's all about geography now. Let's go to the next chapter, the internal situation of Denmark. As for me, Denmark have its strong and weak options here. Let's start from the strong ones. First of all, about Denmark itself. We start with the, as you can see here, 20,000 army. Not so really much as for some serious country, but if we will see the size of the Denmark, we will understand that it's okay, it's even maybe good. Also, we have some navy here, 3 light ships, and the rest are the 7 galleys and 10 transports. As well, not so really much, but good, as it can be seen from the first view. Well, yeah. Also, we have 3 forts in the just the main strategic points of the country. So from here, this fort defends you from the invasion from the Germany. This fort helps you to protect land from the invasion of Sweden, if it will happen, and of course the central fort in your capital. Also, you have the fort in Gotland, but as for me, it's after the recapturing the province, you should just destroy it. There is no use in it. Well, and the next option is your allies, or not so really. You have the 2 personal unions with Norway and Sweden. That means that will be your allies in all your wars, and they can't reject your ask for going to the war. The same will be with Holstein. This is your vassal. So from the start you have already 3 allies who will surely help you. But really not for sure, because it will all depends on their liberty desire. If it will be up more than 50, the armies will stand where they are, and they will not take part in any war actions. That's why you should manage the liberty desire, especially the Swedish ones. Honestly, with Holstein and Norway, there must be no any problems. Only if somebody is not going to support the independence, but it's more due to the Norway may be done. And the main problem for you is Sweden, because it is, yes, it's really powerful, it's really good to have them on your side, but it can be changed in some short time, just enough for example, Moscow. Then we will conquer Novgorod, as it was done during my streams. They may support Swedish independence, and if you will have no really good allies, you will be crushed alone, for sure. Well, so your no, we are speaking about the strong options. Well, I think that's all for Denmark for now. Let's now speak about weaknesses. I already started doing it of saying what is bad in having 2 senior partners. This is their liberty desire, and that together, and especially the third part of Holstein, they have some really good force limit here, and compared to your own, and that's why it will be some troubles in managing them. Yeah, for sure, in future you will be able to inherit them, so to gain the territories, but to do it you will first need to wait for 50 years and to be at least of the same size as them. So you, from the start, you can't even start the annexion of Norway, because it is just bigger than you. So that's why you need to start your conquest just from the as soon as possible. Let's say so. The other weakness is Danish army. On one hand, it is, as I already said, it is 20,000. Not so really good, but not so really bad. Now, the manpower, number of manpower. From the start, it is only 13,000. Honestly, for the 20,000 army, to me, it's not enough. It must be managed really carefully, so not to drag your army into some seriously battles where you will suffer some serious casualties, because the manpower will be can be spent really fast, and it will be recovered for it will take some long time to recover, because due to low manpower recovery speed. The cash income at the start also is not so really great, so some serious losses in the war may lead to the needs of loans already here. Yeah, and one more difficulty is the rebellion in Gotland. So you will need to beat this 10,000 army. You have only 10 transports. That's why you need or to build some extra transport in order to disembark here, at least something like 15,000 because of the penalty of crossing straits, or just to wait, then these rebels will disappear, and hope that it will not turn into some serious consequences of the, for example, of the independence of Gotland. So, and let's see what's the case of the. Yeah, that was so the. Um, as I already told you in my Denmark historical guide, yeah, it's the rebellion of the Eric I, the one of the previous rulers of Denmark. So yeah, I think it will not lead to the independence of Gotland, but nevertheless, rebels may just try to disembark somewhere in Sweden or Denmark, while you will be in war with some other country. So you will need to deal them first for sure. Uh, well, just describing the internal situation, you already may see that Denmark has its own strong options, but as for me, the weaknesses are even more crucial here, because uh, yeah, you need to manage two senior partners, you need to manage your manpower, you need to manage your cash flow carefully, you need to deal with rebels right from the start. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the navy. Yeah, from the start you have 7 galleys, but it's okay, but if you will not take into account your possible rivals' navy strength. Yeah, it's more about the rivals and allies chapter, but let's describe it in this one. For example, the Novgorod starts with 3 heavy ships already. So it's one of the few countries in the game who starts with 3 heavy ships right from the start. So the Teutons and Livonians have no heavy ships, but the Teuton starts from the 6 galleys, Livonians something similar, and you have 7. Yeah, they need to unite to each other to not to have more powerful navy, but the same you need to do the same with your Swedish and all the allies as well as the Holstein. That's why it's some tricky situation, and I'm not even saying about the English navy. They have 7 heavy ships. They will just annihilate you. That's why you on the in the start of the game, and if you will going to take some lands here in the British Isles, so you need just to transport your forces and cover in some port, maybe in Scotland, maybe come back to Scandinavia. You will not able to compete with British Navy for in the first years for sure. Well, I think it's all about the internal situation. Let's now go to our potential allies and rivals as well. Well, also it's all about the map. So the main rivals and allies. England. As for me, most likely England will rival you. If it is no, there is no sense in making England your ally, because it will be England will more likely to support the independence of Sweden, and which is more crucial, the British Isles are a good way of the expansion for Denmark, because you will they can be controlled just by a good navy, and navy is a good option for Denmark. It's a strength, not from the start, but in future it's the Danish strength. And with this help, the British Isles can be controlled in easy way. There are some really good provinces here. That's why you just sooner or later you will be dragged into war with England. Yes, but England is just you're separated by sea, and you have the other really crucial rival on the east. This is Muscovy. Sooner or later, Muscovy will be able to unite all the Russian miners here and beat Novgorod. That's why from the start really I really think that you will need to choose Novgorod as your rival and to declare war on them, in order just to take at least some lands before the Muscovy gets all here. So these countries will be, for sure, will be your rivals in future if you want to expand at least somewhere. What about the Teutons? Teutonic Order and the Livonic Order. These also are the potential area for your expansion and are potential rivals. Here you can the Poland and the future personal union of Poland and Lithuania. These countries will help you for sure. That's why I really recommend you to make an alliance with them, with Poland. First, they will help you to deal with holy orders here, and then, which is even more crucial, they will help you to deal with the Muscovy. Because in one-on-one combat with Muscovy, it will be really difficult for you to win. Muscovy have a lot of manpower, they have rich provinces, they have a lot of vassals. That's why this war will be really hard without the support. And here the Polish-Lithuanian Union will really help you. The same with France. France for sure will declare war on England, and here you can help France and France can help you. The British army may be moved on the continent, and during this you may disembark your army, hide your fleet somewhere. For sure, you will need to do this, and then you will be able to take some forts and maybe even some territories here. Yeah, you will not have claims, that's why you will have to sign the separate peace, because France for sure will not give you any territories here. It can be done only if you have some claims. It will be, it will be some distrust with France for some time, but at least you will have some provinces here, and you may declare war on England. Will be able to declare war on England by yourself. The Holy Roman Empire means, honestly, there are no any serious rivals as well as serious allies. It is the possible way of your further expansion. Brandenburg, honestly, it's better to conquer it rather than to make it your ally. If you will let them grow up, sooner or later they will become your rival instead. The same with all the main powers such as Spain, Ottomans. If you are not going to ally them, sooner or later they will rival you, because you will be too powerful, and they will also have the lack of rivals, and had to choose at least somebody, and you will be a good target for them. But they are too far from you, especially the Ottomans. The Spain, yeah, they still may, their fleet may come to you, but I can't hardly mention the same for the Ottomans. Well, and now I think we may move to the Danish ideas and then to the expansion. Well, the Danish nationalities are most likely all about navy. And it's okay, let's first see them. So the Danish traditions are about your legitimacy and ship's durability. I can't say that it's really cool, but at least you have some advantage on the sea. And if the legitimacy good, but not so crucial. So your first idea is about increasing your manpower recovery speed. It's good, but 10% it could be better. Uh, let's think about this as well. It's a bonus. It is increased at least by 10%. It's good. Early Navy traditions. Honestly, wars are not won by are hardly won by only navies. That's why I don't think also it's a really strong idea here. Well, the national tax modifier plus 10%. Okay, good economic idea. As to in as for any other country, if it is presented, it's good. Taxes will be your main income for the first time, so yeah, it's good. Naval maintenance modifier and sales maintenance. Uh, the same. It's good, but it would be better if it was armor maintenance, as for me. Well, naval force limit modifier plus 50%. Yeah, that's really good. That's really cool. You will have really, it will help you to build some really powerful navy here. So no questions here. Really good. National unrest -1. It could be at least -2 maybe. Then it was good. And here there is some feeling that this it could be better once again. It's okay, but could be better. And tolerance for the true faith, as I already told on my streams, I think it's really useless. I don't think the reason for even for this bonus, because from the start you have already +4. It is needed to be at least to not at least it's needed to be +3 in order to everything will be okay. So plus you have 1 point for some where are the ideas? You have some one at least 1 point for some negative events happening, and +1 already +2. Yeah, it's just a waste of points here. And as ambition, it's Leipzig's combat ability, plus 15%. It's good, so your light ships will be able to protect themselves much better. It will be a really good support of your main navy by them. So it's good. Well, what's the conclusion can be made? Denmark is all about navy, as I already told you before. Its navy is really good. You have a lot of bonuses. You have the reduced maintenance, the increased force limit, the increased durability. Your light ships will be much stronger than the opponents of those of your opponents. you have increased the world traditions, but once again, wars are, it's really hard to win war only because of the navy. And it's really interesting why the Denmark, the land of Vikings, of cruel warriors, have absolutely no boosts on army except the manpower recovery speed. And due to history, Vikings ended all their conquests because of the lack of the manpower in the Scandinavia. So there were too many losses in all the conquests. They were not able to recover, and here you may have the national manpower recovery speed bonus. So it's really interesting, I must say, and no bonuses on discipline, for example, on at least infantry compatibility. Yeah, cavalry it is not for Vikings, but at least infantry. I must say the moral increase, at least of Vikings, they were really powerful and cruel warriors, as I already said, and I think at least some compatibility or morale increased. It should be presented here in order to pay some attention to the Vikings history, but it is not done. It's only about navy. That's why, as your idea groups in future, first, yeah, as one of my subscribers recommended, and I'm totally agree with him, that should be quality, because it will boost both your army and your navy. Your navy will be even stronger than it is, and your army will be, at least will have some buffs, at least. With diplomatic ideas, as for me, the best choice will be as for the first one, of course, will be influence ideas, because it will gain you the diplomatic again annexion cost decrease, and I remember you'll need to annex Norway and Sweden. Here is Denmark, here is Norway, and here is Sweden. I think you may understand how many points you will save by doing this. And the rest are about the expansion and conquering new provinces. He will gain less IE, and where is it? Yeah, and all the rest are about the possibility to conquer more. Just at least for a little bit. Yeah, then the other ideas are optional, up to you. I think the exploration idea also must be taken, because Denmark controls the Iceland, not the Denmark, the Norway controls, but soon Denmark will be able to annex Norway and then go into North America. That's why I think the colonial ideas will be a good choice as the second idea, and then it's all up to you. As another option of the first idea can be espionage ideas due to this idea, liberty desire. So it may help you to manage your senior partners better. And what about admin ideas? For sure, you will need to choose either religious ideas, as usual, or humanism ideas. Why? Sooner or later, the Reformation will happen, and you will need to decide. Will you convert everything and everybody, or you will just say, that's okay, we will deal with, we will live in peace, everybody. As far as I can think, the humanist ideas in this situation will be more preferable, because uh, you will have this um, debuff on the tolerance of heretics, or -1 will be moved, then you will go from the Catholic to or Protestant or Reformed religion, because it is main boost. I can say it is a boost from the Catholic faith. Here's it. So it will be only -1, and from the Humanism Ideas idea group, where is it? Yeah, Tolerance of Heretics. It will be boost to +2. And together with some national decisions which will be available a bit later on, it can be increased to +3. So you will have no problems with the other Christians in your country at all. And if you will choose the religious one, you will have some period when you were switching from the Catholic to one of the two other religions, then you will have the problems either before or after. So before, some of your provinces will become of different religions, and it will decrease your religious unity. And as a result, it may cause some disasters happening. And after you will switch, the same. You will have a lot of provinces of the Catholic faith. It doesn't matter before switching, so you have gained at least some little Protestant, for example, provinces. Most of the rest will be Catholic. So if you will switch in this like this to Protestant, you will have problems after it, because you will need to convert all the rest in some short period of time. If, for example, most of your provinces, due to the centers of Reformation, most of your provinces will be converted to Protestant, and you will be the Catholic, it will be even worse for you because of this debuff. So it will lead to some disasters, while you will be converting. No, if you will stay Catholic, there will be no sense in reconverting Protestant provinces back into the Catholic faith. If you are in future you're going to change your religion. Well, to sum it up, just take Humanist Ideas and everything will be good, as for me. So here there will be, for sure, there will be no problems. Only, yeah, it can be, that could be in future, then you will go to colonies, you will face the other religious groups, or for example, if you will be able to conquer the entire Russian lands, and you will go into Asia, where you will face the Muslim religious group, the Islam, and yeah, there will be a bit more difficult, because you will have not so powerful missionaries, and it will be difficult for you to convert them. But once again, you will, with the Humanist Ideas, you will have at least +1 bonus here. So the same. Only if you are going to conquer the whole Russia and go to conquer the whole Asia and just to the China, yeah, to this, maybe it's more advisable to take the religious ideas and just to save some money, to hire a lot of troops, to deal with rebels while you're converting most of your province into the right faith. And soon, after this, you will just need to convert the newly conquered provinces. That's all. Well, for now it's all about the ideas. I wanted to say it's even too many words were said, as for me. Well, the final chapter, the ways of expansion. in all the previous chapters I already described you the possible ways. So first, and as for the start, I think the main one, on the east. Here you have the first, you'll see here the Novgorod Republic. It must be the first aim, the aim of your first war. Why? As I already said, Muscovy will sure conquer it all if this won't be done by you. You will need to conquer as many provinces as you can during your first war. To give it, you may give it to Norway, some of them to Sweden, the rest take to you. The best way will be to take these two provinces, Niva and Ingermanland. These two ones. Due to this, you will have the possibility to fabricate claims on the Livonians, and as they are in most cases they have an allies of Riga and Teutonic Order only, it will be much easier for you with the help of the Poland to beat them, because the Teutonic Order may also make an alliance with Hungary, for example, or Bohemia, and it will be much harder for you to deal with them in this case. Well, after the Novgorod does not exist already, the best option for you will be to make them your vassal, because Moscow for sure will take some of the lands here, and due to this you will have the casus belli on Muscovy, because Novgorod will be your vassal, and you will have to return in course casus belli. You may feed them with their own provinces and then just to annex. And to create the next vassal, there are plenty of them here, as you can see, and to feed them, and so one by one. The most difficult war with Moscow will be the first war. So here you will really need the help of Polish-Lithuanian Union. In this war, as to my experience, you need just to support your allies, to be near them, and not to drag into the battles only by your own curse, as I already said. Poor manpower, poor cash income. So then you will deal with Muscovy, only the future Commonwealth will be your potential rival here. If you feel yourself quite strong enough, yeah, you may destroy this alliance and to fight already with them. But to this you should do all the best in order not to let them unite. Split it, they are more easy targets than the United Commonwealth. So one of the main targets for them is to conquer Danzig or Gdansk, if they will conquer it, because this province is needed for them to unite in the Commonwealth. So it can be done just by managing the wars with the Holy Orders. You must be the leader of this war every time. So you will see then the truce will end to start the new war, and just to feed the Poland for as little provinces as you can. The best way, if you will call them into war and they are not going to take any lands at all, it will be the best for you. Well, the expansion on the west, for sure this is British Isles. Good territories in Ireland, even in Scotland, the south of Scotland, and in central England. They were good developed, they're rich, and they can be protected only by navy. So that's for sure, that's a good way of expansion. Here your main ally will be France, so you should also ally them, and they are going to reconquer their own lands on the continent. They, they will they will declare war on England. You will need just to help them. Well, to sum it up, you have the one main rival on the east, Muscovy, and one main ally on the east is Poland, together with Lithuania. The same on the west, main ally France, main rival England. So fight only with the together with allies. It's more for the east, because Moscow till the end will be really a great threat for you, to your army. And with England, it's only about maybe first 1 or 2 wars. Then you will catch some provinces from them, for even the some north of England, and drive them out of Ireland. You will be able to beat them alone. Well, and the rest, one option way of expansion is the Holy Roman Empire. There is one difficulty: if you will declare war direct on the Holy Roman Empire member, the Emperor, and at the beginning it is Austria, will help them. This is not the best option for you, because for sure you will be beaten. That's why there is some little trick here. While you will be fighting with Livonians, and you will be, if you are going to just to survive, yes, you will be conquering their provinces, and sooner or later you will be able to fabricate a claim on Riga. Riga is one province minor, and it will join one of the trade leagues. Members of the trade leagues are treated as an allies, so if you will declare war on them, they will try to help Riga, and this is your chance to take some lands in the Holy Roman Empire. Here the main targets are Lübeck, of course, Hamburg, Bremen, Verden. In easy way here, the Lübeck trade node. This is all your main targets here. So all of them who will be allied with Riga must be conquered one by one. It won't, of course, it can be done in one war, because you will gain some huge aggressive expansion, and you will gain a huge coalition here. Coalitions are quite easily made in the Holy Roman Empire. It is not the right way. So just one by one, province by province, and the rest you will gain a lot of gold from them. You may ask for war reparations. These wars will be, in most cases, I think, quite easy for you, so you may pay no attention to Riga, or just to let your Swedish allies on Norway wants to beat them, and with your full army crush the rest of the trade league here. Well, as for me, it is the best option to take some lands here. Or you may just wait till the emperor will be dragged into some serious war, then he will not come to help the members of the empire here, but it will be just a matter of luck only. So he will need to face some really serious opponents, and yeah, that's not the best. Riga for sure will ally somebody, and you will able to take their lands. Well, this all the possible ways of expansion. Yeah, there's still, you may go into colonies, and the whole world is open to you, especially somewhere in the mid game. Then the colonial range will be really high. But in Europe, the main ways are three. On the east, into the Russian lands, and then into Asia and Siberia, British Isles, and the north of the Holy Roman Empire, and then to the south. Yeah, and of course, if all this, Russia will be conquered, British Isles will be conquered, everything will be good in the north of Germany, yeah, you may just to break the lines with one of your friends, France or Commonwealth or Poland. I think Poland and Lithuania are far more better to you, because here you will have a lot of land provinces, and it will be far more easy to set some wars here rather than in France. And yeah, France, if you will have them to deal with England, they will then beat Burgundy and they will grow too powerful for you. And it's better them to help you to deal with the Commonwealth. Well, I think, yeah, that's all. I hope this guide will really help you to decide what to do for playing Denmark and where to go, what ideas to take, what to take, what to keep in mind of the lack of manpower and money, and at the beginning of the game with the Swedish Liberty Desire. To sum it up, Denmark is all about the future, I think. In future, you will be able to annex Norway, to annex Sweden, all the Scandinavia will be under your control, you will be able to go into the Russian lands, to conquer the British Isles, all about the future. And at the beginning, it will be not just an easy walk for you. Everything will have to be managed really carefully. But then, when you will grow in real power, everything will be much easier for you. I'm pretty sure on it. Well, I hope this guide was really useful. We'll be really grateful for likes, subscribes, comments, and so on. And of course, we'll be really glad to see you here again. Thanks once again, and goodbye, my friends.